This week's topic was on video, hardware, and recording. So, for this week's explainer video, I decided to go more in depth into video hardware, more specifically recording video devices. So why is hardware important as opposed to software? Hardware obtains your media for your production. It's responsible for getting what you need for what you're trying to make. You can also minimize editing time in your software by playing with the settings on your recording device. Most recording devices come with different filters in order to make your video look different. And technique is really important. Paying attention to the rule of thirds, paying attention to light, those all go into consideration when recording. Here are a couple of recording devices: cameras, phones, webcams, camcorders, and tablets or iPads. And what's interesting about some of these is that some of these devices aren't actually made or manufactured for video recording. For example, phones are used to make calls really and do other stuff, and tablets and iPads are used for miscellaneous things. Definitely not recording, but both iPhones and iPads are very, very good for producing video with, even though they aren't necessarily manufactured to do that, which I thought was interesting. For this week's art piece, I went out with a couple of my friends and decided to do some recording with my phone in different light settings, and I thought it looked really pretty, so I'm gonna put that in and do a little bit of explaining. The main difference between these two videos that I wanted to point out was the lighting. The first video was taken earlier in the street where it was a bit darker, and the second video was taken closer to a building that was well lit, and so everywhere was a lot more clear, even though the main light source was coming from the building. And in the first video, everywhere was quite dark, so not much was able to be seen. And so what I got from this was, it doesn't necessarily matter where the light source is coming from. Well, it does, but for the most part, you just really need a light source in order to see things clearly in the dark when recording.